well, let me pitch you an addendum to like fantasy football.
Okay.
Is that on top of your normal fantasy football, you can also slot in like sort of a support slot, and it could just be like anyone.
Oh,
So then, if you were like, I want to put Travis Kelce on my team because he's such a good tight end or whatever, however you make a sports team. And then you're like, and I'm going to choose Taylor Swift as like a support role.
and I play Taylor Swift in defense position as
Right.
well.
I think that will make it a lot more popular to the masses.
I like that. Yeah, they all have their own support. Does every player get a support, or
Well, you've got to like find a good one for
it's
them.
for the whole team?
They have combo moves.
Every individual player with
Yeah,
their own support. has a
Sure,
combo
yeah,
move.
that would be pretty good.
That is pretty good. It's like they have a stand.
Right, and then you can kind of have like a team of like a husband and wife, or a husband and husband, or a wife and wife,
I play.
and they can all work together.
I'm gonna pick Jordan Love with Benson Boone as his stand. No relation. Those are names I can think of right now.
Nice.
Those are two boys.
Let's talk about fantasy sports.
Okay. Yay. I've always had a problem with fantasy football.
Why?
It's stupid.
What are you talking about?
But it doesn't even involve any actual fantasy. Like there's no dragons or
right.
elves or magic or anything.
I mean, there's fantasy in the mundane sense where you're making sort of a fan fiction team. It's basically slash fiction, but for football.
But they're not kissing.
I mean, nobody says they aren't.
Real person fiction does exist, but I don't really support it, even though I know it's pretty huge for sport teams in particular.
That's why you don't like fantasy sports.
Okay.
Well, now that we scared away all the actual nerds by making them think we're going to talk about actual sports, welcome to The Lore You Know, a podcast where some friends talk about the fantastic and often convoluted lore of the media you grew up with and love. And here to talk about the mostly correct facts this week is me, CJ.
And me, Liz.
And it's just the two of us. But you know what? That's all right, because
sorry, hold on. Everyone, you get to listen to our little date night.
Yeah, we're married. Deal with it.
I'm sure that's what everyone has been wanting.
Yeah. They're
to listen in on our private conversations about fantasy sports.
We do have a lot of them. But listen. Do you feel that? Oh, do you feel that heat? Do you feel that intense heat sweeping the nation?
I sure do. It's called climate change.
No, well, there's that. But no, honey, I'm talking about sports fever. Everybody's talking about these sports. I didn't know I was going to have to learn about European football, but apparently that's all anyone wants to talk about.
What the hell is that? There's only one football.
I know, right?
It's when men give each other horrible brain damage.
Mm-hmm. If you're not getting long-lasting brain damage,
enough that potentially makes you kill people,
I don't even want to watch it. But don't worry, honey.
That's freedom.
That's something. We're gonna have plenty of that, because now that sports fever has taken over the nation, our United States hosting the World Cup games with no controversy.
No.
We are going to take this moment to just talk through some of the different sports games that exist in the world of fantasy.
It's what I always tune into the most whenever I look at and watch and read anything fiction.
Yeah.
Is what sport are they playing?
In fairness, a lot of times we do talk about worlds with very different rules.
Mm-hmm.
And you would expect some of them are going to have some like sports that come out of that.
It is pretty good world building to consider what do people do for fun in your world.
And so instead of talking about football or
Oh, God.
baseball, thank God Eric's not here.
Thank God.
We talk about baseball. It's like the most boringest one too. No, we're going to talk about fantasy sports. That is sports that exist in whimsical fantasy worlds.
Mm-hmm.
And that falls
Mm-hmm.
more in line with our sort of
Mm-hmm.
lore-based podcast.
Yeah.
So a lot of fantasy sports, as you know, are based on our sort of real life sports. So to sort
Right.
of get us, dip our toes in, get us acclimated. Let's start with some really easy sort of parallels
Okay.
to real sports. We're going to start off with number 1 best sports movie ever made. Say it with me. Space Jam, the first one
Okay.
with Michael
I was
Jordan.
gonna say basketball.
Don't worry, that's on the list later.
Oh, phew.
Well, we all know that Space Jam is basically basketball. It does have Michael Jordan in it.
Okay, yeah, I was like, I don't know if I would have thought of this as a fantasy one because that's basketball, except Bugs Bunny is there.
Except Bugs Bunny is there. So we have to think about the fantasy sports in this way. If there was a sports player who was wearing like a cowboy hat and had a gun, and he used his guns to shoot the ball into the hoop,
yeah,
we wouldn't allow that in our world.
Maybe not in
Not yet.
like European countries, but that's allowed in American basketball as far as I'm aware.
Well, as far as we can tell, the basketball that happens in the Looney Tunes universe is a lot more cartoonified. You're allowed to use dynamite if it's
Right.
for a good gag.
You're allowed to inflate someone
Yes.
until he gets so big
A
he
real
floats up
human
into the
person.
air, and then he farts
And
out
makes
all
fart
the air
noise, yeah.
that happened to Wayne Knight in real life.
Yep. And he's never gotten over it. And I wouldn't either.
Hey, have you seen him in anything else since?
I saw him on a podcast talking to Jason Alexander about when they used to be on a different show together.
Okay, of course that's who
Yeah, that's
would be
what
talking
you
to.
do now.
Yeah.
But no, in Looney Tunes world, I think the rules we can state pretty clearly are you can kind of do whatever as long as it's like shtick, right? As long as it's a bit to play for laughs.
Yeah.
And then there's also the Monstars, which are just actually really good at basketball and are
And
huge
they don't
monsters.
understand bits.
We have to also address the fact that there is a Looney Tunes 2. And
There's a Space Jam too.
Space Jam 2. And the team is called the Goon Squad.
I forgot that.
And that's pretty funny.
I did kind of forget all of that Space Jam 2 movie, even though I saw it.
You don't remember?
I think Rick and Morty show up in Space Jam 2.
Yeah, Rick and Morty show up in Iron Giant.
I think King Kong.
And King Kong. And probably like the Flintstones or some shit. I don't know. Yeah, it's like the multiverse. Wonder Woman's there. Lola Bunny hangs out with Wonder Woman because they're like girl boss together.
I just had a very haunting thought because I just finished a book that had not Warner Brothers, but was definitely Warner Brothers as a evil corporation making evil AI that could recreate any of their own copyrighted characters.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess that means Space Jam 2 would be extra scary if that were true.
That is kind of the plot.
That is kind of the plot
They
of
all
that
live
movie.
in the serververse.
Yeah.
Which sucks.
The book I'm talking about, Bury Your Gaze by Chuck Tingle. Shout out.
Yeah. Yes, some of us read in this house.
Some of us.
And
it's our cats, not us.
So you don't have to watch the second Space Jam, but if you want to, you can see Don Cheadle as like a sentient AI. And it's not very funny, but they put a lot of characters in it.
You could see some references of things in it, and that's what the people really want.
God, they love that stuff. And there are people out there who are like, Space Jam actually isn't that good. And actually, you're kind of wrong, and it actually is pretty good. And I know it's basically just like advertisement, but I don't know. Old-timey advertisement feels a little better.
What is an advertisement for? Michael Jordan?
Yes.
Mostly only?
It's yes, and the Looney Tunes.
And his shoes.
And Danny DeVito.
And Danny DeVito's there also.
Yep. So.
What else could you need? Glowing review.
Speaking of cartoons playing basketball, a recent release to add to the roster. We're going to add in Beast Ball.
Oh yeah, from the movie Goat.
From the movie Goat, which is a very good movie.
And that's like we're just saying, the first thing you mentioned why I didn't think of it was because that was just like basketball, but there's characters that are not beholden to our real world life rules.
Yes.
But Goat actually brought basketball to a different level and made it beast ball.
Yeah. And that is, again, sharing similar rules to basketball. You're trying to score baskets, and they seem to score about the same amount of points as a
terrain comes into play a lot in beast ball.
There's a huge home field advantage for certain animals. So in Goat, it's all anthro characters.
Nice furries,
and they're all yummy. And they're all driving Mercedes-Benz around town.
There's a lot of car advertisement in this movie, and it's like just the car rendered like
it just is a 3D render of a Mercedes-Benz,
which was really funny every time.
Very funny.
I know some people hated that, but I was like, I don't know, it was just kind of too, it was like just so blatant, it was funny.
I loved it. And the goal is to score the most points. However, as Lizzie pointed out, the different arenas come equipped with different hazards, I guess you'd call them.
Yeah. And there's like big rocks and stuff, or lava.
Yeah,
or
there's
water,
there's one that's
vines.
I gotta say the lava one is the most sinister of them. I would not.
Yeah.
I think followed closely behind by the like ice arena where you can fall into ice cold water and
also,
presumably die.
You don't have to dribble, really.
You do have to dribble.
You don't really, but like a lot of them, I remember them just kind of running with it.
So I also was.
I don't think maybe it's just that you don't have to travel, or it's just traveling isn't a thing.
I was also gonna bring this up in Space Jam, but I would be remiss if I didn't point out that in the regular NBA they don't really call travels either because it's more interesting. So I think that's just the rules everywhere.
How many times did I get travel called on me when I played basketball as a child?
I know.
Endless.
And then you grow up and it turns out that nobody actually wants those rules because they're not very interesting.
They enforce girls' middle school basketball harder than the pros.
Oh yeah, we should probably say we have a few bona fides. I know I do a podcast about nerd stuff, but I played sports, okay?
I also played a lot of sports.
And Lizzie
I don't
also
anymore.
played sports. Yeah, of course not. We're adults, we have jobs. But we played sports, and I played a lot of sports, and I can tell you the exact moment that I stopped playing every sport that I stopped playing. I know I stopped playing baseball when they threw the ball at me and it hit me in the groin and I fell.
And that hurt.
And it really hurt. And as I was falling, the bat went over the plate.
I bet you cried. And then I bet you fell down and your shoes fell off.
Yeah, and I pissed my pants. And then I was like, well, at least I got hit, so I get to take first base. And they said, no. You swung technically, and that was strike 3, so you're out, baby boy. And I'm like, I'm not playing this dumb bullshit game ever again. And you know what? I never have.
That does sound like the worst moment of your life.
It's really pretty bad. Football, I got yelled at by my coach and he made me cry on the sideline, and then he said that you can't cry in football, and I'm like, beg to differ, out of here.
Okay. Man, boys sports. You're allowed to cry, honey.
Wow, really?
Yeah,
in
it's not gay. Yeah, definitely in girls sports too.
Oh man.
Though I also know girl sports far, far more vicious than boys sports.
Right. They'll be a lot meaner to you.
And physically, I was thinking physically.
Oh,
a lot more blood sport than boys.
They should just let them play, coach. Mix them up.
I played.
We don't need boys and girls sports.
I played a lot of sports. I played soccer and basketball the longest. Like literally like preschool to high school for those two. I did play a little bit of Little League and I didn't like it. Literally all I remember of softball is not playing beyond them just teeing up a ball.
Yeah.
So I didn't get far in that.
That's called T-ball.
Yeah, T-ball. I thought of it as
I don't think you can say you played softball.
I played a little bit of softball in my time. Yeah, I could really hit it off the tee. Speaking of hitting it off the tee, the varsity sport I played was golf.
Yeah.
That's right. Golf. Which
take that, commenters.
Take that, commenters.
Tell us what sport you played.
I played the very what's the word? Heady,
bougie
bougie golf game, and let me tell you, It's not fun.
Yeah, I played
Especially when you play competitively.
and I played tennis, and I loved it. I would play tennis to this day. But I got no one to play with, so
Well, so
that's
all
life.
this to say,
We know sports.
we're not just nerds in our basement. We're
Yeah.
actually sitting in the top level of our house,
Yeah.
not the basement,
We're-
recording this nerd podcast.
We
So
touch
take that.
we touch grass, we see sunlight, and now we're gonna tell you about basketball. You brought it up before, honey.
Right. Which you tried to show me this movie and I fell asleep.
You were bored to tears, which is crazy because the Real Big Fish play the soundtrack to
I
it.
do remember that part. I stayed awake
Unbelievable.
for that part because I know my dear husband loves ska and wishes to share it with me.
That's like the first thing I saw the Real Big Fish in was basketball, and I didn't even realize
And
it
your
was them
life
until
was
later.
never the same.
I know. I was like, this movie is really boring, but I love this
kinda
music.
I kind of want to swing my feet to this.
It's called skanking.
I know. But you didn't know that at the time.
We also need to appreciate basketball because it takes place in Milwaukee.
Which we don't.
Which we don't live in.
We don't
but
live
we're-
in.
But we like the city.
We like that city.
And we are okay. In basketball, the rules are that the two guys that made South Park made a movie, and then they wanted to make
Say
up
no more.
and then they wanted to make up a game in the movie. This happens, but they are trying to show up these dudes at a party, and so they make up this game on the fly, and then that becomes basketball. But the rules of basketball are
Mm-hmm.
you have a basketball hoop, and you have different points on the field that you're taking a shot from. You can take a shot from the single line, the double line, the triple line, or maybe I think there's like a home run line or whatever. And you are trying to sink the shot, and when you do, you get to run that many bases. So if you sink a double shot, you get to run a double, and then same rules as like pushing players in baseball, where you try to get everyone around so that you can score runs or points or whatever they call it. The big thing, the funny thing that makes the movie funny
Yes.
is that you can try and distract the shooter
Mhm.
as much as you want. You can do anything. You can do whole bits.
You can do this in real life if
You-
you're in the crowd at
If you're in
basketball
the crowd,
games.
I don't think you're allowed to do that in.
To a degree, I should say.
Do you remember the guy who had a big scary face, and he also had a big blow up sign of his own scary face, and he would like hold it up? And
Yes.
then that
That
was
was a
pretty
good
intimidating.
distraction.
Yeah, so stuff like that would be in basketball. Or you could say bad words, probably call them names that you're not allowed to call people anymore, because this was made by the South Park guys in like the early 2000s or the 90s
think
or
the
something like
90s.
that. Yeah. Anyway, basketball.
Mhm.
Would you be on a basketball team?
I
There's a lot
don't.
of drinking involved
Yeah,
too,
I don't
think.
think that would be for me.
You don't think so?
No.
You're a taller girl though. They didn't teach you how to like shoot from the free throw line pretty consistently.
Or are you my basketball coach from high school?
I'm just saying.
Yeah, I don't like people being mean to each other in sports because I'm always like, we're playing a game.
Why
And so
can't-
if that was part of the game, I would like it less.
Don't these football players realize that if they simply work together, they could score far
They can
more
s-
points?
They can even score points with the world and cause, they can create world peace. But I mean, like I remember in high school. This is why I mean that girl sports are blood sport. Girls out there will know, or people who played girl
They're
sports.
probably not listening to this. I think we have like two
Right,
female
yeah,
listeners.
right. But some people know that, yeah, that I distinctly remember playing a team in basketball in high school that were clearly taught and encouraged by their coach as well to just
Kill.
attack and kill.
Jesus.
And they were down to, they only had 5 players because the rest of the team fouled out in our single game. They had to play, and it was like there was a good 20 minutes left of the game that they had to then rely on not fouling out the rest of their team. I remember a girl who had fallen on the ground, really kind of, and not by our fault, picked up the basketball and chucked it at my friend's head. And then the ref was just like, so you're done. You're done.
You're done. Did you
So
win on free throws?
we fucking beat their ass as well.
Well, yeah,
Shout
if you're-
out to that team. How's it feel to not only get so stinky angry baby mad at us for being so good, but you also lost really fucking hard?
Well, that's what happens when you follow everyone. Crazy insanity.
Wow, sorry. That's what I mean. I was like overcome by the spirit of girls' sport bloodlust in that.
Sometimes I fell asleep between my tennis matches because I got so eepy.
Can't relate. I was always just seething from the rage that I would get from girls' sports, including in golf.
One time I fell asleep face down, and because I was wearing shorts, I got sunburn on the back of my knees.
That might be a torture method.
I'm just we have different experiences, what I'm saying. I don't have the killer instinct.
I have a scar from a girl scratched me during basketball.
Yeesh. I have no scars. I remain
only the ones on my heart.
I remain untouched by the blade.
Only the tennis scars of hard-earned.
I'm told one
and-
of my friends from my hometown did say that my old tennis coach, unprompted, told him I was one of the best tennis players he's ever coached. So
And that was a little spark back to your
and I was like,
heart.
oh, okay.
A little skip in my step today.
Anyway, basketball, pretty funny movie, I guess. I mean, I definitely thought at the time when I was younger, and then I watched it as an adult, and I was like, pretty boring.
I was like, I thought it was fine. I was just like, yeah, this is of the time.
It's mostly a movie about selling out.
I fell asleep
because the whole point of the league, the basketball league, is they can't monetize, or they like can't sell the teams or whatever, and so all the teams are like player owned, and there's no way to monetize them. So it keeps the spirit of the game alive. It's a movie about selling out by a couple of guys who I'm pretty sure by all accounts sold out pretty well. Yeah, exactly. That's the Real Big Fish song. See?
Oh my god, the Real Big Fish song.
You were paying attention. That is the theme of the movie. That's probably why they played it.
The song that we've specifically requested our wedding DJ to play.
Hell yeah. He did it. He played it 3 times in a row. It ruled. So we've hit basketball, and I've cleverly positioned this sport as a transition now to more baseball themed sports.
Oh.
I
mean, yay, Eric. Yay.
Yay, fun. Well, here's one Eric will definitely know. In Futurama, there's a game called Blurns Ball.
I do remember this because I haven't actually watched much of Futurama, but I have weirdly seen this episode.
So Blurns Ball, in like classic Futurama fashion, they were like, well, baseball was really boring, so we decided to jazz it up. And they're like, ooh, jazzed it up. So a lot of the rules are sort of like one-off gags. Like there is a point where someone hits the multi-ball button, and then a bunch of big like pinball balls bounce around the field and stuff like
Isn't
that.
there like a giant spider that comes out?
There's a giant spider that comes out like gladiator style. I believe that there's a target that if you hit, you just win the game.
Yeah, I like this.
But the biggest difference with Blurns Ball is that the ball is on a big elastic string, like in a paddle ball. And so when they hit it, when they would normally hit a home run, it pulls it back into the infield so that you have to keep playing the ball so that there are no home runs, so that you can't really just wait around for people to walk around bases.
Wow.
And so Blurns Ball is a jazzed up version of baseball, and people seem to really like it.
I mean, we're in the future. I think we should start this.
That's what I'm saying, is it's all about the spectacle, right? I am the people who are like, it's about the spirit of the game. That's so bullshit. These are all made up rules that people made up for no particular reason other than
it's all made up.
Something at one point. And if I want to watch sports, I want it to be entertaining. They put
But where are we going to get the giant spider?
Well, that's a bit ways off, but we can get like a kind
of like a little scary one, and we let it loose on the field,
or like 10,000 of them or something. It'll be like the end of Charlotte's Web.
Yeah.
I was thinking at first of like a lion, like they used to do in like gladiator times, according to the movie Gladiator.
That wouldn't be very good for the animal. I
Well,
mean,
that's
I
I was
guess
thinking that too, but then
to
I
be
was like,
fair, not very good for the spiders.
it should be like a native animal. Like we should get a moose or
We
something.
should just get bees.
Yeah,
I
millions
mean,
of it.
which
And
is
then
good for the
and it's good
environment.
for the environment.
Bees.
That's
I was
actually
thinking the Oprah gif.
that's a really good
Bees.
idea. That's how we repopulate the bee population.
Yep.
We integrate them into baseball. Uh
Write this down. Write this
Write
down.
it all down. So Blurns ball, jazzed up baseball. Now we're going into the realm of written fantasy. That's novels.
What the hell is that?
That's right. I actually do read sometimes too, although it's been like 10 years.
Guy who's read Lord of the Rings once.
I've never read Lord of the Rings. I started reading Lord of the Rings many times.
I see.
There's a difference.
Okay.
In The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, Douglas Adams created a parody version of cricket. It's not baseball, but a bat sport.
What the hell is that?
I
What
know.
the hell's cricket? I'm American.
So I think it has something to do with about throwing a ball into a pin and knocking over a different ball that's on top of the pin.
And it's not bowling?
And it's not bowling.
Wow.
Although they call it bowling instead of pitching, I think. I don't know.
What is wrong with the British?
And also, that's where the sticky wicket comes from, because the stick is called a wicket. And so sticky wicket is something detrimental or an obstacle in your way because you're trying to knock the ball off of the wicket. So if it's a sticky wicket, the ball doesn't fall off as easy.
A sticky wicket seems like something a pervert at a bar in Britain would come up and say to me, "You want to see my sticky wicket?"
Or like the most disgusting shot you've ever had in your life.
Either. Yep.
Okay, in Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, there's a game called it's called Brockian Ultra Cricket.
Cool.
So let me see if I can remember Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. There's these group of people called the Cricket, and they live on a planet that's entirely covered in like dust, and so they can't ever see above the sky, so they don't even know that the rest of the universe exists. So
okay, you're just gonna have to keep going
so
because that's
all,
crazy.
They all go about their day until one day a spaceship crashes down, and they realize that there's other stuff out there, and they decide that they want to destroy it all. They just don't want to deal with it.
Okay.
So
proper response.
So they come up with this whole plan to like destroy all of the stars in the universe at once. But they're eventually stopped over the course of events. But through the use of genetic memory, this like thing that happened with the crickets sort of existed in our like collective consciousness, and it came out as a game in a few sentient species. So like the humans invented cricket because of this like dormant genetic memory that all living creatures have, and the Brockians invented ultra cricket, which by all accounts is a lot better, though it has a lot more rules.
Great. Okay. And crickets invented this.
The crickets, well, it's based on like the idea of cricket is supposed to be this like interpretive version of these series of events that the crickets did to try and destroy the universe.
Okay.
So it's like a memory of a memory. And then they invented
of baseball.
And then they invented cricket, which is really boring, but then they invented ultra cricket on a different planet. And everyone really likes that game, but there's an incredibly large amount of rules. They say that if you were to write down all the rules in a single rule book, it would collapse into a black hole.
That's scary.
But
I don't like that.
Well, no one's ever done that, so it doesn't matter.
Okay, well, still.
But then a lot of the rules are like you have to erect a very tall wall between the players on the field and the audience watching them, because they realized that the audience would imagine a more interesting game that was actually happening on the field. And so the audience members can't actually see any of the play of Ultra Cricket, but they are encouraged to throw any type of items they want over the wall to help assist their team in whatever it is they're trying to accomplish.
And they just have no idea what's happening.
Well, they can assume based on the rules, if they know the rules, which nobody really does.
So this is just like what are they charging to see these games, first of all?
Well, again, people love it because you're
Imagine getting
the best
charged.
game.
Well, actually, I was about to describe, imagine getting charged to have a horrible seat where you see nothing and you just have to think about what you're seeing, what you could be seeing. And then I was like, no, don't give this idea to executives. They would eat that shit up.
That's also basically what going to live concerts where you're very
When you have
far
horrible-
away is like. Could just watch this at
He
home.
looks like if Bono was an ant.
Oh shit!
Because that's how tiny he is from my perspective.
Oh shit! Did that guy just do a backflip off a piano?
And he's wearing a tight blue suit. I bet you can see the outline of his dick.
I wish I was
if I was closer.
If only I was closer. I'll imagine it though.
I'd love to also see Mark Zuckerberg do that same thing when they wear that same thing.
Mark Zuckerberg?
Yeah.
Did he do that?
Yes.
He dressed up
He dressed up as Benson Boone in his blue tight little number and performed
Don't call it
pretended to lip synced to a Benson Boone song for his wife.
And
I assume she
his-
ate that shit up.
did you see his balls, his cock and balls?
Let's look it up right now.
Okay,
Let's
we can.
at it.
I'll do it quick.
I'm pretty sure. Oh yeah, there it is. Oh, he's getting
It's
stripped of his tuxedo. I forgot Mark Zuckerberg is kind of ripped.
He's
Kind
kinda
of forgot
ripped.
that.
Boo! He just jumped.
He
off
just
the
jumped
piano.
normal.
Pathetic.
His wife is eating it up.
Yeah.
Now,
you would like if I.
I was gonna say now, not to give you any ideas, but I probably would like it if you did that as well.
Yeah.
Now look up the Benson Boone. How does he
I've
look
seen
in that?
the Benson Boone thing. Don't-
Okay,
We can't just be looking.
scared to see it.
We can't just be looking at Benson Boone all the time.
Moonbeam ice cream.
All right. Ultra cricket, pretty fun sport. Staying in the realm of literature, if we go to Terry Pratchett's Discworld.
Nice.
Yeah.
I knew you were gonna bring up Discworld because you've been reading some.
I've been
of it.
listening.
You've
to
been
some
listening
of
to
them.
some of it.
That's
That's not real reading.
I know, and I'm ashamed. And everyone who listens to
And you
audiobooks
should
be
be.
ashamed. No, enjoy media however you want. Like this piece of media, keep it on in the background and just play it on a loop or whatever. Those views count, baby.
Hell yeah.
But in the disc world, which I can't explain all about the disc world, but it is a flat world that exists on the back of 4 great elephants that ride on top of Great Actuan, who is a giant turtle that flies through space in a direction that nobody understands.
This is cool so far.
But it is a world of magic, and it is also a world of intrigue. And in a city, the greatest city on the Discworld called Ankh-Morpork,
More pork.
Morpork.
Okay.
It's where
I'm actually trying to eat less.
it's where the rivers Ankh and Morpork meet.
Okay.
There is a game that the local Assassins Guild plays. They call it the Wall Game.
Mhm.
It is like football, like European football, so soccer,
Okay. Soccer.
football.
Yes.
Except that it also integrates rock climbing mechanics. So it takes place on a wall mostly.
Cool. I
But
like this.
you're not allowed to use your hands. One guy tried to pick up the ball and use his hands while he played, and they beat him almost to death.
As they should.
But it is a very difficult and esoteric game that only the members of the Assassins Guild knows how to play.
Interesting. But do other people watch?
Sometimes people watch, it's difficult to understand what's going on.
Just being like, let's show up to see whatever bullshit the Assassin's Guild is up to.
Yeah, the Assassin's Guild is not like a clandestine guild, like everybody knows about it, and people
Sure.
have like memberships, and you can like apply to have people assassinated through the Assassin's Guild.
Cool.
As long as
I
you
should
pay
read
them.
Discworld.
And so they do play this wall game, but a far more famous game on the Discworld is a game that would eventually be called Foot the Ball.
Yeah.
uh,
Okay.
which started out originally as a sort of mob-based street game that was incredibly violent and that would always end in many casualties. And it was played by a solid like wood or metal ball that you
Scary.
would like kick into people.
Okay.
And this was a very dangerous but beloved game of sort of the lower class of Ankh-Morpork in Discworld is kind of like London.
Okay.
And so you think about the like lower class and like industrial era London where it was like you have the worst possible life
Okay.
and everything is like gritty and grimy and everything.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it's like. And so it was at one point, what do they call them, like the uppers and the downers or something like that.
Drugs?
Yeah, the wizards at Unseen University, which is the uh main university where you study to become a wizard.
I love all the naming in the Discworld. From what
Yeah.
I've heard, I've never read any Discworld, but the stuff I hear about it is
Yeah.
always fun names.
Unseen University or UA, which is a really funny. I like whenever they show that because it is a pretty funny depiction of just like academia. It's a bunch of wizards who like don't really want to do magic.
Right.
And they all complain that their least favorite part about having a university is that there's students running around everywhere. And it's a pretty spot on like representation of like sort of hoity-toity academia lifestyles. But the wizards at Unseen University were told that they needed to participate in one of these foot the ball games.
Mm-hmm.
And they, not wanting to die, decided that they were going to add some rules to the sport because they determined that they were allowed to do so. And so they ended up replacing the ball with a hollow air-filled bladder and decided that you shouldn't be allowed to use your hands because that's too dangerous. And they basically reversed foot the ball into our version of soccer.
Okay.
Which happens a
It
lot.
all comes back around to soccer.
It happens a lot in Discworld that there's all these like high fantasy elements, and then it comes back to it being just like how it is in our world, which is the round world.
Interesting. And that's probably pretty unique when it comes down. It's like, ooh, this is so plain. Interesting.
Yeah. And that's how a lot of the plots tend to end up. Like at one point in one of the books, they are inventing currency for the first time. And they do so by there's a bunch of golems. And golems are very valuable because they work forever and they never die or sleep or anything.
Mm-hmm.
And so they are trying to invent this currency, but they're like, we need gold because gold is the only thing that has value. And they're like, well, no, labor has value. And these golems represent labor. So instead of putting gold in our vault, we're just going to fill up a big hole with golems. And that's going to represent an amount of work that we will be able to do. And so if you want our new currency that isn't gold, it's just paper money. It kind of represents a share of this magical golem workforce that nobody is allowed to touch anyway because it just kind of exists as an idea because we just buried them in a big hole.
Interesting. Okay.
So it's a lot of stuff like that. You know, like how our currency isn't really based on anything. It's just based on the idea that you can pay someone to do work for you.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
Cool. Yay.
So maybe we'll do Discworld episode one time. I
Yeah.
really like Discworld, but it's a very chaotic world and it takes a long time to explain even a little bit of it. So We'd probably have to pick like an arc or two from it.
Sure.
But if you want a Discworld,
comment below.
Comment below and like and subscribe and tell 80 friends to come do the same.
At least.
At least.
Hey, can I interrupt you? Because we were talking about soccer, and I think we should share with the listeners about the show that I literally started watching today.
Yeah.
Because you told me, what if we do a fantasy sports episode? I started watching this new show that's been added to Disney Plus, called Dragon Striker, which is a French animated show, created show that I believe that Disney is just licensing. It's animated, and it is a fantasy world where everything revolves around people have magic powers and use their magic powers to play soccer. Except it's not called soccer, it's called Gorotama. And you have your magical power is called a Tama. And everyone goes to a special school to like hone the fact that they can play on one of the 5 different teams the school has and play in a cup with their crazy cool magic powers.
Yeah, and they don't seem to use their magic powers for anything else
except soccer, which I think utopia.
Yeah.
To be TBH.
And some of these are like pretty intense. Like one kid is like a fire dragon. He has like fire dragon powers.
Yeah. Dragon Striker.
And he's like, well, yeah, for soccer. I use it for soccer.
And other people are like, I'm like, can literally become a ghost. I can control ghosts. I can create earthquakes. I can manipulate ice. I can run really fast. I can create shadow clone jutsus of myself. Naruto reference. Hashtag Naruto reference. The style is really fun. It's if anyone listening knows anything about wakfu, that's actually probably another good topic for this podcast. Wakfu. Comment below if you want a wakfu episode, or dofus, which is related to wakfu. These are French creations, but really cool. I mean, if you don't know, the French have kind of an astounding animation industry that's really, really cool to look into, that they've made a lot of amazing things, and even the stuff that is made for children. I like the Dragon Striker show, I would say. Haven't finished it, but it's a lot of fun. The animation is fun. It does the French thing that I've noticed in a lot of French animations, that it really cuts animation movement in a lot of scenes and saves the really heavy hitting scenes for their extremely fluid animation. Yeah. Which is just smart.
Yeah, that's common. I would call it as a mix between My Hero Academia and any sports anime.
Yeah, I can spot every influence in it. It's got the Ghibli, it's got wakfu, it's got Naruto, it's got My Hero Academia, it's got, to me, it had a little Hogwarts even in it, because like it felt
kind of a wizard school.
It's a wizard school that you have to get into, and the main character is like kind of brought into the world without knowing a lot about it, kind of thing, has special powers, and then there are like teams instead of houses. Everyone kind of fits the team that they get put on.
Let's talk about one more football related thing.
Okay.
And then we're going to get into the weird stuff.
We're not going to talk about Quidditch, are we?
No, we're not. I mean, we can acknowledge it exists.
We can acknowledge
it does.
Quidditch exists, but everyone knows what Quidditch is, unfortunately.
We don't really support transphobic evildoers.
Hold on, wait. Attention millennials.
Like 3 people perked up.
Heckin' cute puppo dogger.
Oh, now they're all
chonker doggy.
Oh my god, careful, honey. People are beating down the door right now.
No. I was gonna say read another book.
Yeah.
Read Discworld. I don't know.
Discworld's really good. If you like magical worlds, don't read Harry Potter, read Discworld. Or, I don't know, anything. I've been reading the Brandon Sanderson stuff, who is also a little problematic.
He's Mormon.
He's Mormon.
And his money, the money that he makes, technically supports the Mormon church.
Right.
Not
so,
the coolest.
Is it better? I don't know.
Question mark.
But I don't know. Just read different books because there's a lot of fantasy
There's a lot out there.
And if you can start to branch out, you will enjoy it.
Yeah.
And you won't feel bad about where your money's going.
Well, anyway, that's why we're not going to talk about
that.
Quidditch.
And the rules are very stupid. I think basically everybody...
Hold on, yeah. Actually, we will talk about it.
Everybody
just
pretty much knows how it works, but like, you would just do everything to get the little ball. Why would you do anything else?
I remember they mentioned that there were Quidditch games that lasted like days,
right.
And I was like, why? What?
Because they couldn't get the little ball, which is like, who wants to watch that?
But I thought there was a way to win without catching the little ball.
I mean, yeah, because the little ball's worth 200 points.
Right.
So if you score, it's like 5 points for a regular goal or whatever.
Yeah.
So if you score, 40 times unopposed, then it doesn't matter who catches the little ball.
Good math.
It sucks. And also, if I may put some more people on blast.
And another thing, yeah.
You know when it was really popular to do like real world Quidditch stuff?
Was it really popular?
It was a thing.
It was a thing.
People were doing it, which is
you have to imagine there's some team still holding on, right?
Oh, you have to imagine. That's very cringe. Sorry,
it is really
guys.
cringe.
But also sounds miserable. And like, what do? You find the fastest person you know, and like
you pretend to ride a broom around a field, around your local park.
And listen, this is listen, guys.
And I thought Frolf was silly.
It's okay, guys. This is CJ. This is a safe place. I participated in a thing called Ring War, where you get assigned different characters from the Lord of the Rings. You dress up as those characters, and then you go out into a state park, and everyone has a point value associated based on their character and how good of a cosplay they did for that character. And you go out and you recreate the events of the Lord of the Rings. Like, I played as a bunch of Rivendell elves. I was one of the Rivendell elves, and we had to meet up with the human army so that we could join our forces against the final push on Saruman to get the hobbits, who we didn't know where the hobbits were. They were just out in the wilderness with the ring somewhere, and we're like, we needed to create a distraction so these hobbits can bring the ring to Mount Doom.
This is just like the movie.
Yeah, exactly. But you're doing it.
Yeah.
And there's like a guy.
That's why it's so cool.
There's like a guy out there who's Smog, and all he wants to do is like kill everybody.
Yeah, I'd want to be Smog.
And then there's another guy who's Bard, and he's just running around, and his only goal is to go kill Smog. So whenever you see Bard, you're like, Bard, what's up, my man? I haven't seen Smog anywhere, but he's not this way. And he's like, okay, I'll see you guys later. And then he runs off into the woods. And it's always like 2 cross-country runners who do that because they just chase each other across the whole thing. That's a fun time. That's just a good day. You had to bring like rations because you were out in the forest for like 6 hours.
Yeah, you were LARPing in the forest.
Yeah, we were LARPing in the forest. And that is infinitely cooler than playing live Quidditch.
Yeah, I do think LARPing is fun. However, I will point out to the audience, CJ could barely look me in the eye describing all of that to me.
It was a different time. I hope Ring War is still around. It was a very difficult thing to organize.
It's got to. But LARPing is still a thing.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Do more LARPing. It's fun.
Yeah.
Just don't do Harry Potter stuff.
Right. I'm sorry, I have to go off topic slightly again because related to like
these are kind of fantasy
related to
sports,
LARPing and stuff and books and like, running around the forest. I saw that if you type in like fantasy sports and go to Wikipedia, which has like a list of fantasy sports, I saw you were on it.
Mm-hmm.
I was fascinated that they put the Hunger Games as a sport.
I was gonna talk about that briefly, but we'll get to it. It's blood sport. I don't know. Hold on. We'll get there. Don't worry about it. All right, and then to round off are talking about football stuff, a quick shout out to a game called Blood Bowl, which relates back to a previous episode we did on the Warhammer universe.
Oh.
Our episode was on the Warhammer 40K universe,
Okay.
but there is a game called Blood Bowl, which is a Warhammer based football game where you kind of play it like Warhammer, where you got your little characters and they can move, as many inches on the table and they all have abilities and stuff. But it's like a football game. So you have like orcs and elves and goblins and stuff that are all on your team and
Okay.
dwarves. But they're playing like gridiron football against each other. And when I was younger, I was like, whoa, that seems really cool. And now I'm like, that seems pretty boring. But also,
Boring.
it's weird that they don't murder each other because the
Right.
Warhammer
It's
universe is so
Warhammer.
brutal.
Right.
But then I looked up and the game's for ages 10 and up. So
Oh.
I think it's a little bit of the like
Kids can have a little murder as a
first
treat.
hits. Well, yeah, it's like, oh, well, them like maiming each other and beating each other unconscious and stuff. That's just funny cartoon violence. That's fine for kids.
Yeah.
They're not murdering each other though. So
Oh, well. Kids can have a little murder in their fiction as a treat. I read Warriors.
those are cats.
Yeah, but there was murder. Listen to the Warrior Cats episode.
Murder most
Feline.
meowl. Yeah, all right.
There we go.
All right. Tweet tweet. Did you hear that? It's the
Twitter?
I'll probably add like a whistle
Okay.
in the thing. Oh, it's halftime. Oh. Ooh, everybody get water break.
Hit the showers. Wait, no, that's at the end of the game.
Yeah, that's right. Also, we're actually probably way farther than halfway, but
Okay.
I want to take this moment to do some honorable mentions for
Okay.
Stuff that didn't feel exactly right
Okay.
to put into fantasy sports,
Got it.
but we must talk about it.
Are you going to talk about pod racing?
I'm not, although that was on the list of fantasy sports.
Do you think racing is a sport? Like car racing?
So I did put on the
Or
list.
boat racing? Or
Well, yes. Like NASCAR is a sport.
okay. I'm just curious. Parameters of sport.
Anything where you have to pee in a bottle, I think is a sport.
I mean,
Where you must.
I didn't in basketball.
No, I'm not saying that you need to pee in a bottle for it to be a sport. But
Okay.
if you are by necessity peeing in a bottle,
It's a sport.
that's a sport.
Okay.
It's not an exhaustive list.
Long
but
road trips.
That's
Dad won't stop.
It's endurance sport.
That's
Yeah.
a reference for Eric.
That's a reference for everyone who's been on a long road trip and their dad won't stop.
And you're a boy.
And you're
Or-
a boy, yeah.
Or, you're a...
Well, in
have the
fairness,
parts.
if you're a dad and your little sweet daughter is like, I gotta go to the bathroom, you're like, I don't know how she would get it into a bottle, so fine, we'll stop. I will say, as far as racing, I did include light cycle racing from Tron.
From Tron.
That
It's a little
feels
bit
like a
combat
sport.
as well.
It's combat. It's sport for sure. I would love that game. That would be awesome. I mean, if you
Throwing
lose, you
your
die.
disc at each other.
I don't really get.
That's like your heart.
That's like your soul.
It's like your soul.
Yeah, I don't really get the disc throwing. I mean, the rules to light cycle racing are very clear. You just have a bike that's very
That
fast.
you drive better than the other.
It leaves a trail of light behind you, and then
Dude, Fast and Furious crossover. They get put in the Tron universe and have to do light cycle racing.
every time you talk about Fast and Furious, you invent some sort of like pseudo Kingdom Hearts world.
Crossover. Oh my god, Kingdom Hearts and the Fast and Furious.
Well, first off, Tron is already in Kingdom Hearts.
Yes.
So if you crossed over Tron and Fast and Furious, you would definitionally be crossing over
with Kingdom Hearts.
with Kingdom Hearts.
Yep.
In the same way that Fast and Furious was going to cross over
Have you ever
with...
thought about since Kingdom Hearts or since Disney owns Star Wars, Kingdom Hearts can be in Star Wars?
It probably will be.
You
right?
think so?
In the
new
newest
Kingdom
one?
Hearts?
Maybe. I don't know.
Comment
haven't
below if we should finally do Kingdom Hearts.
People have commented that
I
we
know.
should do Kingdom Hearts.
Do some more comments.
You're
I
not
think
supposed
it's
to
fun to
encourage
torture
them.
CJ.
I don't know where to even begin. Here's Kyrie is a princess. There you go.
She's a Disney princess.
She's a Disney princess.
That's cool.
There's some lore for you.
Okay.
I
Do you think hollow chess? Do you think chess is a sport?
you might have to
Do you have
piss
to
in a
pee in a
bottle.
bottle?
Yeah, so
There was that one guy that was cheating with
the anal
anal
thing. I don't know
vibrator.
if that ever turned out to be true, but it
true.
feels true.
I thought that was verified.
I don't know if they ever verified it for sure, but chess is a sport if poker's a sport.
I hardly know her.
Nice. I did not put any. So I guess I should have said up front. It doesn't really matter. I didn't put any board or card games.
Well, we're talking
fantasy
sports.
wise. Well, again, poker is considered a sport,
And chess for some reason.
and chess sometimes, which whatever.
It's like, if that's a sport, piano should be a sport.
Yeah, I
To
mean,
me.
yeah. If that's a sport, then like solving equations should be a sport. It's
Yeah.
like, wait, I know you guys
get
feel
it.
left out.
There's not a other word for competitive game.
You're right.
It's like,
Except competitive
except
game.
competition.
But like we say e-sport sometimes to
Right.
reference
Yeah.
video game sports. That's fantasy
It's an
sports.
I-sports,
definitionally.
aka intelligence sports.
They might actually start doing that. You might be a little
TM.
you might be a little prophetic on that. There's a like joke sport. Like I found a fake sport from Mad Magazine called 43 Man Squimish, and that's supposed to be just a joke on sort of violent like football style games where the rules are really complicated and it's incredibly violent. So that's more of a parody than like a fantasy sport. But it showed up on a lot of the lists when I looked it up. So
I guess I think of sport involving some kind of physicality,
sure.
which is why I always hesitate on like chess being a sport. It's a competition.
But your brain is part of your body.
Sure.
It's
Well, you're using your brain in all sports.
not in
A little too much in football.
Yeah, you're physically using your brain to smash it
into
into
pieces.
another person. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know, honey. I'm not gonna die on that hill.
Because you know what? So yeah, my hot take is chess is not a sport, but cheerleading is.
That's because you like Kim Possible.
That's because I'm a feminist.
And men can't be cheerleaders.
That's feminism. I hate to tell you, being inclusive is also feminism.
Damn it.
Got him.
But the big thing I wanted to talk about in this little interlude is, of course, the Air Bud series.
Oh, I didn't think that was gonna come up.
Well, I don't know when we're ever going to talk about Air Bud again.
So we just have to take the opportunity.
And I just have so many things I want to say about Air Bud.
I will say this. There's nothing in the rules saying a dog can't play.
That's one of those things already that's like technically true. But like there are rules about like.
Do you think they've added it in since those movies?
I don't know who they would be, but I don't think they've added it in.
The basketball corporation.
It's like saying there's no law that says I can't stab a person in the eye with a very dull spoon until they bleed to death. It's there's no
law against farting on the field. Making all the other players faint from how stinky it is.
No, there is no. But that's irrelevant to what I'm saying. If we were lawyers and that was your objection, I don't think that would be sustained.
Objection. There's no law against farting.
There is no law.
And making the other players pass out from how stinky it is.
My point being that we're like back in Looney Tunes, right? That there is a lot of rules against the ways a dog would play. Like, how does a dog dribble?
Right, it's been too long since I've seen Air Bud, so I don't remember.
Does Air Bud ever technically have possession of the ball?
I think they just pass to him.
If
I'm remembering right.
They just give him the layup to...
Hold on, I'm blocking into Air Bud
I've never seen
memories.
Air Bud.
What?
Yeah.
I know what we're doing later.
So
Not we're gonna not have sex. We're gonna watch Air
thank God.
Bud.
Thank God. Air Bud. All right, let's just talk about the feasibility, right? Air Bud basketball player, not the best basketball player. If you lose to Air Bud, even at a high school level, you're bad.
Feels pretty bad.
That's bad. I certainly has got no defense, right?
Yeah.
At the he's like underfoot, I suppose.
And we should know from having cats that being underfoot is very dangerous.
Does he have to plant all 4 of his paws to not get like a blocking?
I don't know what I would do as the ref.
Oh, that's the other thing I wanted to point out, that a lot in basically all of these, the biggest through line, I think, if we have a thesis of what makes a fantasy sport, it's that there doesn't ever seem to be penalties, but there are often times when people are like, "Where's the call, ref?" And it's like, compared to some of the other stuff, like using GOAT as an example,
right? Was there even a ref?
There was a ref, okay, and then there was a moment where the main antagonist in GOAT is a big horseman,
which I love.
Who his stadium, his home stadium, he plays for the Magma, and he's based out of the volcano. And I'm like, I cannot imagine being a horse would be advantageous in a volcano, but whatever.
It's got hooves.
Whereas like polar bears play at the ice ring.
Yeah.
But there's one moment where the main character, who's a goat, he's a small.
Yep.
He gets knocked over, and they're like, "Where's the call, ref?" And I'm like, "Dude, they have been smashing into you,
tearing people to shreds."
There's a rhino that literally like rhino charges into other people. So like there are technically rules, but the ref never seems to call them.
Pause. I meant to say this before when we talked about GOAT. Mm-hmm. Here's my other hot take that I think some people will not like, actually. I think GOAT better than Zootopia.
I think so too.
Well, at least the second one for sure.
Well, definitely the second one for sure.
I think it's way more fun of a world and not bogged down by trying to make politics.
Yeah, I think that
I don't even think GOAT is that outstanding of a movie.
No.
I'm just talking about strictly like the world they've created.
Yeah, world design, because they live in like a jungle world.
Yeah.
Well, that's Vine City or whatever.
Vine? It's coming back?
Yeah, they're all. I mean, maybe they have social media in that world.
They
all
did
have, like,
talk about it,
smartphones.
actually.
But yeah, I would agree with you. Go watch GOAT if you think Zootopia is good, and then prove us wrong, or do whatever you want.
Become a furry.
Live your life. I mean, if you watch both those movies, you're gonna.
The subliminal messaging in all of this is become a furry.
Air Bud, golden receiver.
Receiver, like a golden retriever.
Right. Yeah. Which that feels feasible. If there's a dog,
wait, why?
What do you mean? Well, because all he's got to do is catch, which dogs can do. Does he wear a helmet?
Yeah, he does.
Oh, but it doesn't go over his face.
Because we don't, God forbid, the dog gets brain damage.
Well, the humans wear helmets too. It just doesn't stop brain damage.
Yeah.
I think a dog would be a good wide receiver because it's fast.
The football is like too big for his mouth.
I think a dog can catch a football in his mouth. They can catch a duck. That's what they're made to do, right?
Like around the neck. And that's smaller.
I think they can.
I just feel like they wouldn't catch it very easily.
I think.
But I haven't seen this Air Bud.
I think if you could get. I think. First off, if you tackle that thing once, its hip is going to explode.
That makes me sad.
I'm sorry.
I know, but you're right. I had a golden retriever and her hips went.
He's a glass cannon.
Yeah.
All right.
Can you imagine the emotional toll on tackling the golden retriever?
Yeah, I think that's the main advantage it has.
Yeah.
Air Bud, which I don't know the name. I guess he's just named Buddy.
Yeah. Is that the same movie where they had to be like at the end?
There's no rule saying a dog can't play football.
Well, no, I already said that. Is the first movie the movie where the little kid's like come here, buddy, I'm your owner. And then there's like the evil man that was like, no, I'm your owner. And they're like both calling the dog
I
and
don't know.
seeing
That's
who he
like
comes to first. And then the evil guy is like, but what if you had a delicious bone? And the dog's like, oh, a bone. And the boy's like, no, don't go to him. No, he's tricking you. And he doesn't love you like I love you. And then the dog runs to the bad guy, but he grabs the bone and pushes him over with his powerful dog paws and then runs to his real owner, the boy.
wow.
Is that Air Bud or is that a different dog movie?
I've literally never heard of that in my whole life. That might just be a thing you made
Comment
up.
below if that is Air Bud or if that's a different dog movie from like the 90s that
know.
I'm thinking of.
I don't know if we've ever called this many call to actions before.
We better have more comments than we've ever had on this episode.
We're trying to hit all of our bases.
We're trying to hit our record of comments, which is like 5.
4 or 5, yeah. Air Bud World Pup. Soccer.
Sorry, say it again.
Air Bud World Pup.
Uh-huh.
I believe this stars as well the Air Buddies.
Yeah, and then it spun off the Buddies.
Yeah, don't look
series.
into that too much. That's
I've watched
sad.
it. I've taken care of people and children who wanted to watch the Buddies movies. And then she got a little too scared with the Halloween episode.
A dog could fucking play soccer.
See, that's the sport I was going to say is the most feasible to me for a dog.
I agree. Because you can head it, and he doesn't have hands.
Uh-huh. He's all feet.
He's all feet.
And that's what you need
That's him
in
feet.
football.
They're like, he's hitting it with his forward paws, and he's like, he's walking on them feet.
He's all 4 on the floor.
Yeah. I think Air Bud easily could play soccer. Easily could compete in the World Cup. World Pup, sorry.
The World Pup.
Air Bud's
baseball.
7th inning fetch.
Baseball is also a little more feasible to me because he just has to be like, hit it and then run.
Okay, first off, that's a crazy thing. He just has to.
He's holding a bat in the picture.
Yeah, like, have you seen a bat dog? We've both seen a bat dog.
Also, yeah, he'd be an outfielder because he would catch it.
He would just catch it?
He would catch all the hits. Yeah,
think
he'd jump up and be like, harp. And then he would.
How would he get it to the
run
infield?
Really fast.
Yeah, so he doesn't throw it to cutoff. He just runs to second.
He'd run really fast.
All right, that could work.
I think
maybe
we need to watch all of the Air Bud movies.
That's maybe the second.
There's a raccoon in that
There's
picture.
a raccoon in that one. I don't know what that's about. I don't think you could hit it, but I don't think you could pitch a strike against him. This is more of an Eric question. I don't know where a strike zone on a dog is. Eric, if you're listening to this episode, please tell us where the strike zone on a dog is.
Eric should know all this. He specifically gave us a presentation on how good the characters in Twilight are at baseball based on analyzing the scene where the Twilight characters play baseball in the first movie.
Yeah.
So we're really talking to an expert.
I think a dog could maybe play baseball.
Now, okay, now that I've brought this up, because you're bringing up things I wasn't thinking of about how just like sports played in fiction, but they're enhanced like by a dog.
Yeah, please.
The Twilight characters play baseball, but they play it a little differently.
Do they?
Yes.
In what way?
They run so fast. And
that doesn't change the rules.
They can only play when it's storming because they hit the ball so hard. It's like.
That doesn't change unless it's a little league rules, in which case you can't play when it's storming at all.
They throw and they run and fly, and everything is so fast.
But that doesn't change any of the rules.
Well, neither does Air Bud. He's just a dog.
He's a dog. That completely changes the rules.
That's not in the rules, as stated. So
well, that's why
I would say no.
So you're saying that Air Bud playing baseball is
on the same level as the Twilight vampires playing baseball.
I don't know if I can agree with that.
Because they're both playing baseball. Normal.
Air Bud.
Except there's some enhancement. In the Air Bud case,
I guess you're right.
It's that there's a dog. But it's otherwise normal baseball. In the Twilight case, it's that they're really fast and strong.
Do you think
and sparkle in the sun?
Do you think Air Bud? So does Air Bud.
I mean, that's all dogs do.
All
Goldens
hair.
do. Yeah.
Do you think he would do well against those vampires, Air Bud, in baseball?
Yeah.
Like they would hit it really hard, and he would be like, just run
think
so fast.
I think they would love it. I would think that only the Cullens specifically. I think they would love Air Bud. I think they would like the movies.
Do you think any of the Okay, hold on. One more aside, and then we're done. Do you think any of the werewolves can turn into like a golden retriever dog? Do you think?
No, they're all wolves, honey. It's a part of their Native American made up history.
As we humans domesticate, go from our hunter-gatherer lifestyles into a more urbane, genteel lifestyle, do you think if you were a werewolf and you had like a desk job, you would as well sort of domesticate the wolf within to become more dog-like?
I think there's a lot of media that discusses this.
Like the shaggy dog.
Yeah. Exactly. Do you think if you're a werewolf, you would fall in love with a baby?
I don't.
Okay.
Air Bud strikes back. He plays volleyball.
He plays volleyball.
I don't think he would be very good at volleyball.
Yeah.
He'd be an okay setter, if anything. Mm-hmm. Could you imagine hitting a volleyball so hard into a dog that he couldn't return it?
Yeah. Is he all head?
He's a digger.
He's a
because he's a dog. It's pretty good. It's a good joke.
Is he using his paws?
You're supposed to end on the joke, honey. We don't keep talking about it.
Okay, sorry.
He's using his paw in the title.
Is there any other Air Bud sports?
There is not.
Air Bud cricket.
It's mostly Air Buddies, and I think they save Christmas a couple times.
I have an important question based off of this.
There's a ghost.
I think the buddies do non-sport related things mostly. Unfortunately,
space buddies,
spooky buddies,
super buddies. They get superpowers.
Yeah.
The search for Santa Paws.
We all know the search for Santa Paws.
We don't all know the search for Santa Paws. That's crazy.
Do you think it's weird that there's no fantasy track like track and field? Yeah. What would you do for fantasy track and field or spiced up track and field?
Has there not been
any fantasy fictional
track
and field?
I think in My Hero Academia they probably do stuff like that.
Well, that's because they're like superheroes. Yeah.
Well, what do you think?
I don't know.
You're like, I want goblins to do the high jump.
Yeah. Well, I'm just saying, how would you spice up track and field?
Well, like the shot put and the discus and stuff,
they blow up.
It could, or they're like super heavy or something. I don't know. And like
you have to jump over magma pits.
Oh, you're just trying to make them more dangerous.
I don't know. I just was like, how do you spice up track and field?
You could.
I feel like track and field is lacking in the fiction and fantasy worlds.
Well, honey, this dovetails into another aside I put down.
Great.
That we can discuss.
Okay.
Mario and Sonic go to the Olympics.
Yes, they did.
They do.
They did.
They do every 4 years.
Wow.
Sometimes it's in the Mushroom Kingdom.
I thought there was like 2 of those games.
Yeah, obviously.
Okay.
But maybe they come out every 4 years. I don't know. When's the next Olympics? Maybe another one will come out in 2028. So
those are regular sports.
We can agree Mario wins the jumps, Sonic wins all the running.
Why even bother?
What about swimming? You think Sonic's good at swimming?
Probably. You have to be fast.
But what if you're just like because he can't go
I feel
underwater.
Like
he can't.
All of the sports,
Sonic
can't.
Sonic can't swim in the Sonic games. He just sinks to the bottom.
That's true. So he would just die.
Can you run on the bottom? Is there a rule in swimming?
No, you can't breathe. You die.
No, but if you could hold your breath long enough,
I don't think.
Can you run on the bottom of the pool to win at swimming?
This is a good question.
There's no rules in swimming that say you can't
no
run on the bottom of the pool.
There's no rule that says you can't run on the bottom of the pool.
There's no rules that say a crocodile can't do a 200-meter.
I was also thinking, I was like, has there not been an Air Bud swim?
Or do you
track
think
and
a dog
field?
could swim faster than a man?
Or track and field Air Bud?
Because a dog can run faster than a human.
And golden retrievers are built for being water puppers.
So do you think, I don't know, we'd have to see it. When will they allow dogs in human sports?
But they'd be like, that's not, you're disqualified. You can't do the doggy paddle.
Nice.
You can get it?
Well, freestyle he could do.
Okay, you're right. Got me there.
I think it's weird that Sonic and Mario go to the Olympics. And that
Because
Sonic...
it's like, what's the point against
Right.
Sonic
Sonic's
in a lot
gonna
of
win,
cases?
And like, even a hurdle, Sonic's going to win. It's the fastest thing
It's
alive.
unfair. That was me as Mario saying it's unfair.
That being said, I don't think Sonic's particularly good at the shot put. I think if
No.
you're Robotnik, you've got a shot at the shot put.
Who do you think wins at, I don't know what it's called, but when you just shoot a gun at a target?
Oh. Shooting?
Shooting.
Shadow.
Oh, shooting? Okay, you're right. Obviously, Shadow would win because he's the only one with a gun.
He probably also, Shadow would definitely win the biathlon. Which is
because
like...
he's bisexual?
Yeah. Is it weird? Do you think it's weird that a triathlon is like biking and swimming and running, and then a biathlon is like skiing and shooting?
That is weird. Who would win at archery? In Sonic and Mario characters.
I guess maybe like Knuckles.
No.
Yeah, why not?
No. I was gonna say
He's got strong
Waluigi.
arms.
I'm just throwing that out there.
Waluigi's a crooked man.
No, he loves to play sports. He only shows up to play sports, so
That's
he
true.
has to be good at sports.
He is only in. And just to cover all of our bases, obviously there's a fantasy Mario version of every sport, and the only difference in rules seems to be that you can
You're
attempt
Mario.
to murder each other with like superpowers.
Yeah, you can really. I really like Mario Strikers.
I was just gonna say Mario Strikers. That's a good one.
That's
where
a
you
good
just
one.
absolutely
and Mario Tennis.
Mario Tennis is good. So that's our little halftime report. Thanks for tuning in. Let's talk about Bloodsport.
Yeah, okay. So that counts. As I mentioned earlier, so
Hunger
the Hunger
Games.
Games was listed as fictional sport.
Is it? I don't know. We let people play football, and that's killing them very slowly over time, and
For
we're
a
watching
long
it.
amount of time. I would say they think of it as a sport-like thing in the universe. The rich people do.
Well, let me ask you this:
who watch it?
We are our socioeconomic classes are striating more harshly by the day.
Yep.
Do you think that they will enact? I mean, they did just have a like wrestling match on the White House lawn.
They also had the enhanced games, which was a Republican right-wing backed thing.
You're right. And guess
which
what?
was that you could do any performance
Any drugs you
enhancing
want.
drugs you wanted.
And no, not one single world record was beaten. Can you believe that?
No.
I can. And again, and people pointed this out. And let me just say this, injecting maybe a little bit of my own agenda into this as well.
Oh.
But everyone who is the best at sports, not everyone who's good at sports, but everyone who is the best at sports is some sort of genetic freak.
Yeah.
It is not your gender or your size.
Yep.
Or your, I mean, it is your skill, but at a certain point, everyone reaches their sort of skill cap. And to be the best, you're not a person who is taking drugs to enhance or change your body. You're a person whose natural genetic, by pure randomness, is just better at doing certain things. And you've put in the time and trained very hard and all of the
People
work and stuff.
complaining about trans athletes have some kind of unfair advantage when Michael Phelps is out here with like fucking bat wings.
Truly.
Like, actually.
Okay, my sister was 6'3" in middle school. Like,
Yeah, that would if I
And
was
she is-
if I played
she-
her, I would
and
be
she's
unhappy.
she is entirely cisgendered, and she just is
Yep.
a giant.
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
do you do against that?
Yeah.
You don't do anything. And you know what? And I was really tall, and my brothers were all really tall. And you know what? We all suck shit at basketball.
Yeah.
We're just not very good.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, people are so worried about trans athletes when we really should be worried about that Sonic is allowed to compete in the Olympics.
Right.
And that's considered fair.
And is the definition of a genetic freak.
Yes.
I shouldn't have spit. I think one of my brothers is pretty good at basketball. So
Okay.
I don't want to be mean to
Yay.
him.
No, he is good. And
But-
he's also a big tall guy.
Right. But he doesn't have the killer instinct that you need to play basketball. He's a gentle giant.
That's true.
We're all sort of gentle giants. That's why we never really took off our sports careers.
The point
So-
is
The point is, doing a bunch of drugs is not going to make you
not gonna
the
make you
best
the
at
best.
sports.
being a freak will.
being you just win some genetic lottery, and you have to work really hard. That is important.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying that
Being a freak who
I'm
works
not
hard.
exactly. You have to have both things,
Mm-hmm.
and that's okay.
Mhm.
Everyone's good at different things.
Mm-hmm.
Let trans people play sports.
Trans people can play sports.
Let them play sports.
Let them play.
If
Coach.
you're really
Let 'em play.
if you're concerned about like competitiveness or fairness or whatever, split people up by size. You'll have a lot more. You'll have a lot more co-eds in middle school, and they'll probably naturally striate a little
Why?
more towards gender as they get older. But just make it so that they're skill matched.
Why is chess separated by gender?
That one actually is very contentious. And then, if you actually want to know the controversy, there's a lot of people then who are like, well, their ratings are so different. So like
It's
the
just
highest.
that men are so much smarter.
Well, no, it's the highest rated men have a way higher rating than the highest rated women. But the way that chess works is that you earn rating by beating other people.
Yes.
And so the less people there are, the less high
yes.
your
You did
total
explain that
elo
to me
can be.
recently.
It's basically like a pool. Every time
Yeah.
a person joins the elo pool, they bring in more elo, and then it's sort of a zero-sum game. So if there's less women playing than men, and the women are all separated in their own group, they could only ever achieve higher. Like they can't ever get high as men, not because they're not as good, but just because they're not allowed to compete in the same pool. So if you let them compete in the same pool, they will rise to the same elo levels. I'm confident.
True. Did you hear about how there was people who were arguing that a trans woman who did really good at Jeopardy, it was unfair because she had an unfair advantage because people who are assigned male at birth have inherently faster and stronger thumbs to press the button faster. How do you feel about that one?
Well, I do know that.
Do you think your thumbs are stronger than mine? We've thumb wrestled.
I don't know why this is the case. I haven't investigated the genetics, but based on what I've seen on the internet, it does seem like trans people in general seem to be the best gamers. So
Yeah.
maybe it's just that.
Maybe she's just a gamer, and you
maybe-
need to get good.
Yeah, right.
That would be my.
I think-
that
I
would be
think-
my message.
I don't know.
Message to all transphobes:
I don't.
get good.
I don't know if being a gamer makes you more likely to be trans or vice versa, but the gamers, the true gamers
rise up.
primarily, they're the trans. Look at any speedrunning event; it's gonna be a bunch of trans people.
Gamers rise up.
So what do we got left?
Well, anyway, now that our pro trans tirade is over,
now that
Now that that's out of the
now that
way.
we've described the fantasy sport of allowing trans people to enjoy parts of society that they
just
should be allowed to enjoy.
normal style.
Hunger Games is a sport if poker is a sport.
All right, I'm fine with that. I do stand by what I was saying, that I was like, I'm sure the evil, horrible, people who watch it for fun
Right.
think of it like football,
or
And-
like
but it's not a sport.
so here's a question: when we watched the Dungeons and Dragons movie,
Yes.
you remember the part where they're in the
the
labyrinth?
competition?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The games,
Yeah.
as
The
they call it.
games. Well, they don't call it a sport. They call it game.
The game.
games.
The games, but there were a bunch of rich people gambling
Yes.
the whole time.
So that's like the Hunger Games.
But they
It's
also
blood sport.
all admit to each other no one survives the games.
Yeah.
So what the fuck?
And that's why they hadn't been doing them
So
before,
what the fuck
for
are
a
you
long time.
gambling on? That a person survives? That's like no one would bet
I'm sure
on that.
it's just like who lasts the longest.
Sure. Or it's like, I think the jelly cube is gonna
Or
get a
how they
guy.
die, how so and so dies.
I see. That whole time they kept like placing bets, and I'm like, what are we?
Number of people the gelatinous cube takes out.
Man, you should never. If you get eaten by a gelatinous cube, that's on you, man. And then in the same vein, Running Man. The Running Man.
I don't know.
Oh, so in the Running Man, they choose a guy that is like agreed upon that if you kill this guy, you win like $1 million or whatever. But if the Running Man escapes, then they get like a bunch of money or something. And it's just that sort of lineup is like, this guy's trying to get away. Some people are like, I don't care about money. I'm going to help the Running Man because he's a cool guy. And other people are like, no, I want to kill the Running Man because I want money. And so he's just trying to survive like in the world.
Aren't we all?
I know, right? Aren't we all the Running Man?
Aren't we all the Running Man? Aren't we all little Airbud?
No. I'm not good at any of the sports, I told you. I don't think that. Well, it's kind of a boiling a frog situation. I think maybe one day we will have blood sport where the rich are
they want it,
tricking all of us into like killing each other.
Oh, they want it. Pretty bad.
I don't get how it works in the Hunger Game. I don't get how you like keep the.
You'd have to read the prequels that she wrote.
But I don't get how it like keeps everyone in line. How they're like, watching these children.
You'd have to read the prequels.
Hunger Games.
We're just talking about the Hunger Games.
I think is a little silly, but people like it, and I don't think the author is
Suzanne Collins.
I don't think
she's fine.
Yeah, I don't think she's problematic.
She wrote her very popular series and then fucked off. Doesn't say a word. And You know what? That's what you should do.
That's perfect.
I have a sport I'd like to bring up as one of the final things we talk about. Have you heard of a little website called Neopets?
Yes, I've heard of Neopets. You've been talking about it all week and also since I've met you.
Neopets has every July, so this month, they have a thing called the Altador Cup on their website, which is you can participate in this month-long game on the site, which is in the world of Neopia. All of the different kingdoms come together. They have a team to play Yu-Yu Ball.
Yu-Yu Ball?
Yu-Yu Ball.
What's like Mimi Ball?
It's Yu-Yu Ball. Which is there's a pet. No, there's
Me Ball.
There's a pet.
Yeah.
Now, which is the pet of your pet.
Right, I remember.
There's a pet called a Yu-Yu, which can turn into a little ball. It reminds me of the armadillos in The Road to El Dorado, which they use as a ball.
Yeah, that's good.
Famously. One of CJ's top favorite movies.
I mean, we could talk about that. That's a real sport, though, right?
Yes, based on what we believe to be a real sport, as far as I am aware.
Pretty cool sport.
Pretty cool. But Yu-Yu Ball, is a little creature that rolls into a ball and they use as a ball, and it's kind of soccer-esque, but you use your hands and you have like mitts,
so it's
like catcher mitts almost.
So it's like rugby.
So it's like rugby, yeah.
Which we didn't really talk about because it kind of falls in between football and football, but there's fantasy rugby.
And then they have like a World Cup. It's called the Altador Cup.
Mm-hmm.
And so you can pick a team to play for, and you play like little flash game for your team. And then I don't know how it works really. It's just like the team that the players playing for them have gotten the highest scores, the best scores, then advance until there's a winner.
So you like set up a team.
You just choose like, I'm going to play for the Haunted Woods. and
Yeah.
their team, and then you can play a little flash game.
Sure. Okay. And it's like everyone works together on your team
Yeah.
to get the most points.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you just
But
join?
that's not how the actual fictional game works,
Yeah,
you know?
but why wouldn't you just join the team with the most players then?
I think a lot of people do, probably.
Oh, okay.
But there's a lot of teams, so I think it is kind
Oh.
of hard, and you don't know how many people are on every team.
But
So
if everyone just got together and joined the same team, everyone
we'd
could win.
live in a utopia if everyone on the internet could agree.
I
Trying to pick apart my Neopets lore. God damn. Hey, comment below if you want a Neopets episode.
Oh, don't do that.
Come on, we have to break our comments record.
I think that being a guy who's like, sports ball, ha ha ha, I think that's kind of lame now.
Beat the other team.
But I like to I do like to, when people talk about sports, just say things like, if only they worked together, they would achieve so much more. And things like that.
Baseball is like, fuck this ball, I hate this ball, get it away from me. And basketball is like, I want the ball, give me the ball, I want the ball.
Yeah. So we mentioned, let's get away from Bloodsport, but still pretty violent.
Please, let's get away from Bloodsport.
But pretty violent sport still. We kind of brushed on a topic like it, but pro bending from
Avatar,
the
from
Avatar Legend of Korra.
Yeah.
They create a sport. It's called pro bending.
Mm-hmm.
We looked it up, and
I've watched Korra.
Yeah. Well, and the rules are, again, it's one of those things where it's like, it's ambiguous what's technically allowed and what's not. But the goal of the game is to just push your opponent backward.
So far until they eventually fall off the platform, which is over water.
Or I think there seems to be some sort of other way to, like, you can like wait a long enough time or something, and then you go into like sudden.
It's like it's like dodgeball.
It is kind of like dodgeball, except you get hit all the time, and you're just trying not to get pushed back.
And there's a firebender, an earthbender, and a waterbender.
Right, which is all three.
There's three players on each team.
Readily available.
Yep.
Because there's like 3 airbenders in the world.
Whole world, yeah.
At that point, but then there's more at the end.
Per Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Yeah, and
there's more. There's more eventually.
He wasn't the last airbender. It's actually a very poorly named.
Well, he
show.
was.
He was at that point until he wasn't. So he wasn't the last one.
And made children.
So like that's like if we looked at The Last Unicorn and then we're like, well, but later there's more. So it's technically not The Last Unicorn.
Comment below if you want The Last Unicorn episode. I love that book movie.
What are you going to talk about? The Last Unicorn?
Yeah, The Last Unicorn. The book, the movie.
Well, it's just there's one unicorn left.
Yeah, and lots happen, CJ. You haven't seen it.
No, I haven't.
Still haven't watched it with me.
I can't watch everything.
Not yet.
Not yet. I think that pro bending is pretty good in universe, but it does suffer from that whole like, where's the call, ref? Like when stuff happens and you like don't actually really know what the rules are. We're led to believe that there's
humor. This is comedy.
We're led to believe that there's like, someone mentions like a no hosing rule, so you can't like send a continuous stream of water at people. Yeah. But also it's like,
that makes sense.
What else would you do with the water though?
You're supposed to like hit them with a little splash.
Or like, I'm sure there's got to be a billion rules around the fire, right? Because that's just shooting fire at people.
Shoot fire in someone's eye.
You can't just melt a guy to death with fire.
You can't make a boulder over a certain size. Probably.
Well, they had the little discs.
I think they can only use the little discs.
All of the earth, which that would, if that domed you, you'd still be dead.
Yeah. Well, they wear helmets.
They do.
Stuff.
It's a very dangerous sport. And do they eventually allow airbending? Is it like there's nothing in the rules that says an airbender can't airbend?
I actually don't. There's nothing in the rules about an airbender can't play.
It's because there's only 2 in the whole world.
There's nothing in the rules about a lemur can't play. That would be their version of Airbud is a lemur.
The lemurs are...
That lemur He's earthbending.
The lemurs. Oh yeah, that's what it is. The lemurs are considered natural airbenders, just like
And the
the
bison.
air bison.
And then like there's an animal that naturally does every
Yes,
bending.
like a dragon is the
And
firebenders.
the badgers or the badger moles,
Badger moles are
the
the
first
earthbenders.
the first earthbenders.
Right. And then the water is
A
the
fish.
moon.
That's fish.
No, it's the moon.
Yeah. What? A
Which
koi
are
fish.
fish.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
Sorry.
moon. The moon
I had to
are
be like,
fish.
wait a second. Famously,
The moon-
fishies. That one guy, he kills one of them.
Yeah, and then Sokka's girlfriend becomes a fish who
My
is
first
the moon.
girlfriend turned into the moon.
We'll do an Avatar
You're
episode
supposed
if you
to
want.
say that's rough, buddy.
That's rough, buddy. We can do an Avatar episode if you want.
But
Comment
not
down below.
A Neopets episode.
I didn't say that. It depends on what the
the people
viewers
want.
say. And then I only have one more for you. But
Okay.
I saved this one for last because this one is kind of wild
Okay.
in the greater lore of what it is, which is why I wanted to talk about it. And it's also a bit of a callback.
Okay.
In a little known game called Final Fantasy X or X if you're a Roman.
Oh, there's 10 of those?
At least.
Oh, God.
There is a game called Blitzball.
Okay.
And the game of Blitzball is kind of like it's a ball-based game. You're
Mhm.
trying to kick a ball, I think, towards an opponent's goal.
Mhm.
And the game can only be played in a large floating suspended sphere of water.
Okay.
You play it inside the water sphere.
Okay.
So the Blitzball Stadium contains an apparatus to generate a big
water sphere.
water sphere.
Cool.
Now, in this Final Fantasy game,
In this Final Fantasy.
they say that this water sphere is created by using a material or like an entity known as a pyrefly instead of a firefly.
Yeah,
it's
right.
pyrefly.
I got it. Uh-huh.
And so when you apparently it like dissolves into water easily, and when it does, it like makes it firm. So they dissolve pyrefly into the water, and it like solidifies it, and it makes it so that you can like exist inside of it without suffocating or whatever. What you figure out in the game is that pyreflies are like souls, or like your soul when you die.
Oh.
Like if you die traumatically, your pyrefly that's inside of you won't go to the afterlife inside of the center of the earth.
Inside of the ball game.
Well, that's the thing. Okay, so if pyreflies like hang around too long, they turn to like ghosts with unfinished business, and then they eventually turn to like demons. And so when you kill a demon, pyrefly comes out of it because it's like you've released this. And there's characters who are like their whole thing is to like release pyreflies so that they can go back into the earth and like rejoin the spirit realm and then maybe get reborn or whatever. There's a whole game that the only way you can play it is by dissolving souls, I guess, into a big thing of water and then swimming around in it. And this is like the most popular game of like that they all play. They all love it.
Yeah.
And I tried to do as much research as I can on this whole pyrefly thing, and the only thing, it just seems like it's people's souls.
Yeah. I mean, when I die, I hope I go to the big blitzball stadium in the sky.
I thought you were gonna say, I hope they turn me into fertilizer, put me in a golf course.
I would rather fucking go to hell. And that basically is going to hell, actually.
Oh, well, what do you think, honey? What fantasy sport do you want to play?
Oh, that's tough. I mean, I can I think of it a different way? What fantasy sport do I want to watch the most?
Sure, yeah.
I'd like to be in the crowd for the Airbud games.
Shocker. I want to watch that dog
I
play
want to watch
basketball.
that dog play football.
Dude, could you imagine how hype you would be though if you were witnessing that
Suddenly
live?
a dog came on the field and played the regular game.
Or
Yeah.
like, did you have the really intense sports parents that would like yell from the stands at your sporting
yes,
events?
my father.
Could you could you imagine if a dog started playing what they would like say? You can't be letting a dog play, and they're breaking my daughter's ankles.
Yeah, I think that is what my dad would say, and he sounds like that too.
Yeah, he's like a cowboy.
That dog out there making my girl look like a fool.
Look at that dog.
What the dog doing?
What the dog do?
What would you play or watch?
Probably like pro bending, because then I
Yeah,
could be a
Pro
magical,
bending is pretty cool.
or one of the players from the Dragon Force game or whatever you were saying. Dragon
Strike?
Dragon Strike.
Dragon Striker?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that game is also very cool. It's Gorotama.
Gorotama.
Yes.
Why is it in Japanese? It's like a French animation.
It's anime inspired.
Wow. Just like everything.
I wish real life was anime inspired.
Anime inspires us every day, and we live in real life, so
Anime does inspire us every day. The best of us, I think, also.
I agree. And with that uplifting note, you've made it to the end of another episode of The Lore You Know. Thank you guys for listening. Thank you for letting us inspire you with inspirations from anime. We want to, as always, thank Gailstrom Kitsune for doing the artwork for our show, and for Paggio for doing the intro and outro songs. An easy walk-on song. If I was like a baseball player,
okay.
just playing the theme song.
Mm-hmm.
It would be hard for people to get hyped, but it would hype me up.
Yeah.
And that's the important part.
And that's all that matters.
That is all that matters in sports. The time back to the beginning, you know what? The audience doesn't matter at all for sports. It should only be about the purity, the sanctity of the game. Sports should be played
There is crying in football.
hours or days at a time. It should be extremely slow. I'm told that there's been a lot of 0-0 games in this World Cup, and that is a desirable, exciting thing.
Cool.
Which, you know,
I love that for them.
Yeah, good job. And you're a golfer, and
We're all zeros.
Zero's pretty good.
Zero would be really good in golf.
I would say it's about par.
It's about par for the course.
Oh, that's right. Well, do you have any final parting words
What's
for the
your
audience?
best golf laugh?
Is that like a golf clap?
No,
like...
that's like a rich person laugh. No. That's rich person evil.
What's the difference? Well, think about it. Well, until next time, I've been CJ.
I've been Liz.
And go tear up a golf course and plant beautiful trees.
Seed bomb it. I'll see you in the blitz ball in the sky.
All right, bye-bye.